Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're joining my channel for the first time, please click like and subscribe to my channel. Today we'll be learning how to make this beautiful lovely dress. So let's go straight to it. For what we'll be needing, you need your pattern paper as the measurements, your tape rule, your chalk, the tool for the rows, and then I will be using two different shades of tulle nets, and then I'll be using this scuba material. This material is actually a scuba material. It's stretchy, it's very lovely, it's a very soft material. So first off, we'll fold our material into 4 equal parts because there will be no zipper at the back of the dress. So, and this dress is made for a 5-year-old girl. So you fold it, you arrange your fabric very well and make sure it's folded into 4. You fold it into 2 first, and then you go ahead to fold it again into 4 and make sure it's folded well accurately, so you won't make any mistake when you're cutting. So as you can see, I'm folding the material and making sure it's well arranged. So now that it's well arranged, you can see it's folded into 4 now. You fold it into 2 first, then you go ahead to fold it into 4. Then first off, you draw your starting line. The starting line is where we'll start taking our measurements from the start. So from the measurement, you can see the back is 5 inches, the bust is 23 inches, and the length of the dress is 25 inches. So you'll be adding 1 inch for the length of the dress for folding allowance. So now I'm placing my staple. You're going to place your staple from the starting point, and then you rule out 26 inches. You remember the length is 25, but we'll be adding 1 inch for folding allowance at the end of the dress. Then I'll go ahead to take the back, which is 5 inches. You take out the measurement, which is 5 inches. Then you go ahead to add half inches for the shoulder slope. So after taking 1 inch for the shoulder slope, you go ahead to make the width of the neck, which is 2.5, and then the depth is 3 inches. And then you get your pattern ruler and then give it a cuff it out and make sure it's accurate. You use your pattern ruler. If you don't have a pattern ruler, you can use your free hand as well. So for the back, I'm taking the measurement together. For the back, you'll be taking out 1 inch for the back, for the depth of the back, and just watch how I'm going to do it. I'll be removing the front from the back, and then I'll be cutting out the neck. So for the armhole, there, then you could draw out your shoulder slope here. For the armhole is 5.5 inches. So I'll roll out 5.5 inches. I'm actually making it tall because I don't want the chalk to stain the fabric, so I'm being careful. So I've marked out my armhole. Then you go ahead and take the bust measurement. So the bust measurement is 20. This is all you need for the measurement. The bust measurement is 23.5. I'm using my table to divide it into 4. So divide it into 4. When we divide it into 4, we'll get 6.25. So you mark it out on the fabric. You mark 6.25 on the fabric, and then you add your 1.5 sewing allowance. You can actually make it 2 inches sewing allowance, but I made mine 1.5 inches. Then you carve out from the end of where you mark the 1.5 inches, the sewing allowance. You curve it out to join the armhole. You can use your free hand, but I like to use my pattern ruler. So right from there, now we have our bust measurement, and then you go ahead to take the bust measurement. Then from the bust measurement, you go down to the end of the dress and then you take the bust measurement as well. Then you add 2 inches extra sewing allowance. When I mean you're taking 2 inches sewing allowance, that means the bust measure with the sewing allowance is what you measure at down part of your dress, and then you will now add extra 2 inches sewing allowance to bring out the hairline shape. So now I've gotten my measurement down there, and I'm taking a ruler to mark it from the bust down. Okay, down to the tip of the dress where we took out the 2 inches extra sewing allowance to bring out the hairline shape. So from the bust line, you will draw a straight line to join the 2 inches extra sewing allowance at the down part of the dress to bring out the hairline shape. As you can see, I've used my ruler. You can use your freehand if you don't have a pattern ruler. If you know you're not going to make a mistake, you can do a freehand cutting. So at the end part of the dress, I made a cuff just to give it that coffee shape at the tip of the dress. So now I'm done taking out my measurements. The next thing I'm going to do is just to cut out the dress. So I'll be trimming out the excesses from the starting line where I made the start line. So I'll be trimming out the excesses first. Thank you for watching this video. Please, if you're joining my channel for the first time or you're seeing my video for the first time, please click the like button. Please comment, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting a lot of kiddies wear tutorials, how to make kiddies wear. I'll be posting how to make ball dresses and all. Please subscribe. Thank you very much as you do that, and God bless you. So now I'm done cutting. I cut out the neck for the back, so I'll be removing the back and the front now. I've removed the front. I've removed the back because I cut out the neck first, then I'll be cutting the front neck now. So as you can see, then I'll bring out the back, and then to make the button space for the back, because we'll not be adding zipper for this dress, so we'll just be making a keyhole for the button. So I'll be taking 4 inches down there, and then I'll just make a cuff down to the neck depth, and then just make a cuff shape. You don't really need too much you don't need the pattern ruler, just make a freehand cutting, and then for that's what we have now. So for the rose design, we'll be using 2 different shades of 2 nets, and that is my 2 nets. Before we go ahead to cut the rose, then we'll be cutting a facing for the dress. So you fold your material into 4 as well. Just get a material and fold it into one of the fabric, the excess fabric that we have down. You just fold it into 4, and then you cut out. As you can see how I'm doing it, then you cut out the facing for the dress. As you can see, I've cut out the facing for the front part. Then you do same for the back of the dress as well. You get a fabric, and then fold it into 2 as well. Sorry, not into 4, into 2. Then you place it well and make sure it's well placed, and then you cut it out for the facing, and then you cuff it at the end of the fabric to cut out. As you can see, I've cut out the facing. Easy peasy. It's not really a difficult thing to do. So this is the rose I'll be using for these are the flowers I'll be using for the rose, for the 2 rows. So now let's go down to the sewing part, and now I want to show you how to add your facing to your dress. So you place the facing, you place the right part facing the right part of the dress, the right part of the facing the right part of the dress. You can use, if you know, for a beginner, you can use actually me, I like using my pin to secure my fabric when I'm sewing, because I don't want to make mistakes. So you can use your pin to secure the facing to the fabric. So as you can see, I'm using my pin to secure the facing to the fabric. If you're a beginner and you don't want to start making mistake, I would advise you use your pin to secure your facing, or you join your fabric while sewing. So as you can see, I've taken my dress to the sewing machine to secure. You just be careful when you're sewing, and then you just sew each one as so. And then when you're done, you remove the pin, and make sure you notch where you just sew. Make sure you give a notch round, so that when you want to iron it down, it will not be bulky at the neck part. For me, I will top stitch round to make to give it a neat finishing, like so, just like I'm doing it. You stop stitch and let the stitch be facing the part of the facing. Top stitch round like so. When you're done with that, you look for hemming gum. You can look for an hemming gum and place it right under. That is why when you've weave the facing round to give it a neat finishing as well. So you put your hemming gum under the facing and press it neatly with a steam iron. You press it neatly. I'm done with the front part of the dress, and this is the back of the dress as well. I will be using, just like the way I did for the front parts, I'll be using my needle to secure the facing of the back to the back part as well, so I don't make any mistake. I'll repeat the same process as well. Use my needle to secure the facing to the dress, and then I'll take it down to my sewing machine, and carefully I will stitch it round, stitch the neck down to the button hole and down to the keyhole that I made. Just carefully you will sew round, and when you're done sewing as well, just like the way I did for the front part, you will notch it so that it can have a nice finishing. Then you take it to your ironing table to add your hemming gum. As you can see, I'm done. Then you remove the needle, you remove the pin. When you're done, then you give it a notch. You notch it round. Please, if you're joining my channel for the first time, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. So as you can see, I am done. Then you use the needle to pull out the facing and pull it in. Then you turn it over. Then you take it to your pressing table to add your hemming gum, and then you iron it to give it a very nice finishing, just like so. So I'm done with the facing. Now we'll go straight to cut out the rows. So I showed you earlier that we'll be needing two different shades of rows. So this is a darker shade and a lighter shade. So I'll be trimming out the excesses of this which I have done. I'll trim out the excesses, and then you measure 3 inches for the darker shade. I'll be taking out 3 inches measurement for the darker shade, as you can see. Then I'll move ahead, trim out the excesses, and then I will do same for the other ones that I have, just like so. I'll take out 3 inches, and then I'll trim it out as well. Trim out the excesses while you're doing this. So I'm done with the darker shade. Then I'll move on to the lighter shade of the two nets, trim out the excesses as well, and then I will take out 5 inches measurement for the lighter shade of the two nets. 5 inches. Then I'll go ahead. Now as you can see, I'm done ironing the facing to the dress with my hemming gum. I did same for the back as well. My weaving machine is faulty, so just because I'm making this dress for my daughter, so I will not be needing weaving machine. But if I'm making it for my clients, of course Even if my weaving machine is faulty, I will go and weave it outside just to give it that neat finishing. So I'm done with the cutting of the two nets. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to place the two together, the lighter shade and the darker shade. As you can see, the darker shade is smaller than the lighter shade. The darker shade is 3 inches and the lighter shade is 5 inches, just to give it that two shades rose effect. That is what I'm trying to achieve here. So I'll take it to the sewing machine and give it a straight sewing down so I can gather it. Now I'm done giving it a straight sewing. You can see I've done that. So the next thing, for those people that are not familiar with how to gather, when you're done making your straight sewing, you pick one of the threads. As you can see here, I'm looking for how to pick one of the threads. Then you pick it out. Once you're able to pick it out, you start dragging it, and then you can see that the gathers is already forming. You have to be careful when you are doing this so that you will not pull out the thread or the thread will cut in the middle, and when you do that, it will spoil the effect of what you're trying to achieve. You will have to start all over again, which is actually very draining. As you can see, I'm done gathering the darker shade. I think this is the lighter shade of the two. You gather and gather and gather, and make sure you're careful when you're pulling the threads. Then you continue from the other side. If you see that it's as if the gather at the other side is more than the other side, then you move to the second side and you start pulling from there to meet where you stop gathering from the other side. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but you can see how I am doing it. So I did for the lighter shade, and then I'm doing it for the darker shade as well. Now that I'm done with the gathers, I'll take the front part of my dress. Then I'll look for not the center, but like you move away from the center with like 2 inches. Then I'll make a round shape, just like if when you're trying to draw out a flounce. As you can see, the pattern I'm trying to draw here, you just make it round and round and round, so that when you're placing your gathers, as you can see, when I'm placing my gathers, I'll just place it round and round and round and round to make the rose effect. That is what I'm doing. So I'll take my dress to the sewing machine and sew around the line that I have drawn, so I can make the rose effect as you're seeing it now. I will start from the outer part and start sewing till I'll get to the inner part. I'll leave a space where I'm going to put my rose flower. So I'll start stitching my gathers and follow the line that I have drawn on the dress, just like so. You start stitching it round and round carefully, and just follow the line that you have drawn. As you can see, you just make like a circular shape just to form that rose. Then you go on and on and on and on and on, like so, like the way I'm doing it. Carefully you adjust your gathers while you're doing that. You make sure you adjust the gathers as you're sewing it to give it a very full effect. So as you can see, the rose is coming together just like so. You can see I am done making the rose. In fact, I've joined the dress together. I've joined the neck. I'm sorry I didn't show you that part. So now I've joined the dress together, and then now I made a space for the rose. The next thing, I'll be dropping a link up there how you can join your shoulder to shoulder. Now you can join the sleeve. So I'm done making the rose. Then I would add a flower to beautify the rose. I'm sorry, I just discovered I didn't add how I joined the dress into this video, so I'll be dropping the sewing video right after this one. Please, I am so sorry for that mistake. I just discovered that I didn't add it while editing this video. so I'll be dropping the video next. So I'm done joining the dress together. Then I'll take my glue gun, and then I'll plug my glue gun to heat up the gum I mean. When I'm done doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is to start joining the flower to the rose. So here my gum is heated, so I'm applying the hot glue to the flower like so. Then I'll be adding it to the little space, the circle space I made right in the center of my rose. That is where I'll be adding the flowers. So you can see I'm doing it, and that was how I added all the flowers. And you have to be careful when you're handling your glue gun, because it can be extremely hot, and if that gum should drop on your body it is very, very painful. So that is why you see that I'm being careful as I'm handling the glue gun. So that is what we have here. This is after we have joined the flower to the rose. As you can see, it's already coming together and is looking very, very beautiful, very beautiful. So that is what we have. So guys, as you can see, this is the outcome of our dress. So beautiful. And this is the back view. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.